Ladies and gentlemen, how's she going? Once again, I'm your boy Nev from Nev's Tech. But cell phone technology has gotten us into this situation when it comes to the George Floyd protest. Well, that and police brutality. And cell phone technology will get us through. It's interesting that within this situation, we're all locked up during this COVID-19 thing. I think a lot of us are taking a look around. A lot of us are taking a look around and see what's important to us, what we want to change in our lives, what our original goals were, and where we're headed. I see this happening with a lot of people. We're just thinking 100% of the time, I'm just going to go to work. I'm just going to go to work. I'm going to grind work. I'm going to work really freaking hard, and things are going to get better. And we're starting to stop. We're starting to look around. Stop, look, and listen, right? Anyways, this George Floyd thing, recorded on cell phone. Everyone's seen it on the cell phone. Everyone's seen it on social media, and everyone got really ticked off about it. Now, one of the interesting things is there was an episode of Cops that was on recently, about a year ago, actually, I should say. Maybe that's not so recently. But what went on that one episode, and this one episode, is even when they were detaining a black gentleman, the police were talking about they probably broke one of his fingers. Before the guy was being detained, he said he had heart problems, and he ended up dying before the end of the episode. I'm pretty sure that episode aired. They can't find that episode anymore. The tape is gone. But the thing is, why didn't people rage then? Why are they raging now? Past that. Just past that. We're in the situation we're in. We're protesting all around the world. Every country, more or less, is protesting about this. Every reasonable westernized country. And now we're in a situation that we're protesting police brutality. I don't think police brutality is as much of an issue elsewhere as it is in the States. I'm not saying police aren't brutal elsewhere, but as we go to protest, as we go to protest the situations, and make sure that everyone realizes that we will no longer accept racism like we used to in the past, it's good to have a burner phone. Ladies and gentlemen, burner phone. Got a whole bunch of them back here. We need a burner phone. You can't just be going out there with your regular phone, especially if you're in the States, because your phone might get taken from you. Now, you got to know your rights, and you got to know what kind of burner phone you want. There's a lot of people that's saying you should buy, before you go to Chaz, don't take your regular phone, because, man, if something goes wrong, the phone is the first thing to get broken. I mean, there was, who was it? The street preacher that got kicked out, got his phone stolen. The Proud Boys who jumped one of the protesters, broke the guy's phone. It just seems like if something bad's going to happen, the phone's going to be the first place that it's going to happen to, that it's going to happen from, which is unfortunate. So take a burner phone. Definitely take a burner phone. I see people talking about taking a burner phone, and they say go out and get a Motorola. You can get not a Motorola, but a Nokia for about $100 and $40 for a SIM card that will last you for 3 months. But the thing is, if you're going to be at the protest, if you're going to be there, you're probably in a tent, and you probably can't afford $140 US for one of these things. So definitely recommend going out, go to a pawn shop. A lot of times pawn shops will be able to give you a really cheap phone, and you have to ask, I need the cheapest phone you got, man. What have you got for me? Because they keep stuff behind the counter too. And depending on what you need, do you really need Instagram? Do you really need Facebook? Or do you just need to take some video and have the ability to send texts? Now, if the police stop you, if they detain you, then as long as you're being a reasonable person, as long as you're not breaking the law, they can't look at your phone. And the thing is, if they get your phone and you don't have a lock on it, then you're screwed. You definitely want a burner phone for stuff like that. And let's face it, if the police just don't like you, they can nail you for quite a few things. But seriously, when it comes to the Chaz protest area, you don't have to worry about the police, because the police won't go in there. They think they'll get murdered. And it seems like they've been specifically told to stay away from there. Definitely put locks on your phone. Having a lock on your phone is a very important thing when you're at protests and whatnot. And seriously, I'm pretty sure all that you need is just a regular burner phone. Heck, one of these old Blackberries up here would do good for you. But don't go to a protest with your regular phone. Just don't do it. Don't do it, my guys. Don't do it. Don't give up your passwords and none of that stuff. So there's definitely two groups you have to worry about: the police and the protesters. Because if you say or do something that the protesters aren't going to like, they are going to steal your phone. It just seems to be the thing. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me. Now just remember that if you get caught, they don't have the right to search your phone without a warrant. But if you don't have a lock on it, it might just happen. You are allowed to record police, and I definitely recommend you do, especially if you're in the States, because that's what's gotten us into this issue in the first place. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me, Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Have a good one and take care of each other. Be safe.